It's the NFL on EA Sports. All eyes are on Cooper Kupp. He's putting together one of the better seasons in league history. It's the Rams and the Broncos, and it's kicking off next on Madden NFL 23.
We are pleased as always to be bringing you coverage of the National Football League on EA Sports. Today, it's the penultimate week of the regular season, week 16, and we've got a good one in store between the Denver Broncos and the Los Angeles Rams. Along with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, and Charles, you look at this Rams team as they enter play. They come in losers of 2 straight, so they're trying to right the ship here a little bit.
They're teetering a little bit, aren't they? And now things could really go south if they lose this game, so they understand the importance of playing well and stopping this streak.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Broncos, they too were losers last week, so they're also hoping to get back in the win column.
Something's got to give in this one, right? Both teams want to start a new streak, and they both want it to be a victory. This should be a fun one.
SoFi Stadium. From the end zone, here comes Williams. And they'll get him down right at the 25-yard line, so the same result, and he opted for the touchback. And here comes Matthew Stafford leading the Rams offense out there, just as he did last season when he captured his first and the Rams' second Super Bowl title.
Well, his ratio was good last week. Most quarterbacks are really excited about a 3-to-1 ratio, but it's flipped in the wrong direction. He threw 3 interceptions, not touchdown passes, and he only had the 1 TD pass in that game, so he's trying to turn that around and find a way for his team to win.
Play action, Stafford. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's second down. Here's the first carry of the game for Cam Akers. And he's upended at the 33 following a good pickup of 8. An early test, 2 plays in. This is 3rd and 2. Trying to get it to Robinson, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Alex Singleton. And the Broncos are going to take possession of the football. Well, it's no secret he's had trouble this year with interceptions, and this is a bad start for him. First drive, throwing another pick.
No matter who's broadcasting his game, that's how the conversation begins. Throwing too many interceptions, can he take care of the football? If I were his backup, I'd be edging towards the coaches and saying, hey, how about giving me an opportunity?
Time for our first look at the Denver offense, and of course the new face of the Broncos, 9-time Pro Bowler while in Seattle, Russell Wilson.
And he's had a great season so far throwing the football. Very likely could go over 4,000 yards with a good performance here. And even in an age of passing first, that is no small accomplishment.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Now the first carry for Chase Edmonds. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. That one going for a gain of 11 and a Bronco first down. A first carry now. This is Williams. They'll get him to the ground at the 20 following a pickup of 4. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. There's Wilson to throw. And he's going to have the hook up to Sutton. And they're going to get this down inside the 15. And a nice milestone reached on that last throw as here late in the season, he goes over 4,000 yards passing.
And he's really thrown the ball well all season long. Had some big games along the way. He's inspired his receiving corps to go out and make plays for him in each and every ball game.
On 2nd down and 4, Wilson to the goal line, but it's incomplete. Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. Throwing is Wilson. Wilson. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
I'm going to need some help with this one. How did he miss it? Wide open in the end zone. He's not hurried. He's not hit. And somehow, incomplete?
Yeah.
What happened?
During film study, that's one where he's just going to shake his head and not be able to believe it.
6 points go by the wayside on that one.
So, Charles, they get to them with their first turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal.
And anytime you give the ball up, what's the first thing a coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021, that's what one NFL coach told his defense. The firemen, go out there, guys, and don't let them put some points on the board.
Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. Now, the first time out, they had the interception. That stopped their drive 3 points the other way, so now they work from behind.
They do, but he's got to walk out on the field like he's working from ahead. All right, he's got to walk out like, hey, I just threw a touchdown pass because all eyes on his team are on him. They gain their confidence from the way he reacts, his demeanor, and how he plays. He's got to show that he has confidence in himself.
2nd down and 3. Throwing is Stafford. He'll get this complete to Cooper Kupp. He's got room at the 30. There he goes, right side. Touchdown, Allen. And boy, CD, it's one thing to watch a great run, but when it's a great run with broken contact, it's like a cherry on top. That was a nice play.
Yeah, and this is one of the best runs you'll see. A lot of times on these long touchdowns, you'll see he gets into the end zone untouched, but not here. He fought his way through contact, and it barely even registered. He just continued down the field all the way to the end zone.
And you can see the distance traveled there after the initial contact on the next-gen stats. Extra point by Gay is up and good, and that makes it a 7-3 lead. The long touchdown pass gets him 6 on a very, very tidy 2-play drive that time. Phillips, he's not going to bring this one out, so they will begin the drive at the 25. So now the second drive offensively coming up for the Denver Broncos. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
And that didn't fool anybody. He's going to be dropped in the backfield. Wilson. And this one is incomplete. Had to pass there, 3rd and long on your own side of the field. Just couldn't come up with anything.
That's why teams always talk about having to win the early downs, meaning you've got to gain yardage and set yourself up for 3rd and short, because when it's 3rd and long, the odds go down significantly trying to pick up the first down, even throwing the football.
It's a 39-yard punt, 3 on the return, and it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. Stafford and the Rams come up 1st and 10 at their 36-yard line. Now he'll let it go on the run. Deep left side. He's got him in. Complete. Touchdown, Rams. Allen Robinson. His 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Rams are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Gay is on for the point after. And this one's right through to make it a 14-3 ball game. They certainly made quick work of that, ultra-quick work. One of the fastest drives you'll ever see, just one play resulting in the touchdown. Following the touchdown, here's Gay to kick it away. Phillips, he's not going to bring this one out, so they will begin the drive at the 25. And coming out now, the Broncos. Still in the first half, but this offense has struggled. Haven't really been able to get anything going, not only in the points category, but in the yards category. Let's see if they can do better here on this drive. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. They'll throw on first down with Wilson. And just not enough on the throw there. Down around his feet and incomplete. So second down, still 10 yards to go. Ball on the 43. Now it's Wilson. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete. Our game here, the second of 3 on this fine Christmas day. Coming up later tonight, the Bucs and Cardinals from Glendale. And then remember, as if your spouse hasn't chided you enough already, more football coming your way tomorrow night. Chargers and Colts on the 26th from Indianapolis. Now yet another incompletion here as they fail to connect on third. Fourth down, Corliss Waitman now on to punt.
Personal foul, roughing the kicker, defense.
This is one of the dangers of going for the punt block.
And you know before you even call going for the block, it's a risk-reward play. So many factors come into it. They went after it, and you know punters, what they do? They leave their leg up in there, an extra count or two, hoping someone comes into contact.
Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up second and 11. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. On second and 11 now. Wilson flushed out right. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. On third down, here's Williams. No gain on the play there. Nice job defensively. And it likely forces a punt situation on fourth.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
Now on fourth down, on is the punt team sending this one away. Call out a punt of 38 yards officially. And there'll be time for maybe one final play before halftime. The final shot before the break, Stafford. That'll be caught. It's caught. And he'll be corralled well upfield right around the 40-yard line. All right, we'll bypass the halftime show in favor of returning to this late season game with the teams coming back from the locker rooms here a bit early. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth ready for quarter number 3. It'll be the Broncos getting the football first in this second half as they trail, and we are back underway. And we will not see a return to start the half as this will be a touchback. Here comes the Broncos offensive unit here as they'll have it first to begin this third quarter.
Charles, it'll be interesting to see what adjustments this offense made in the locker room. Haven't really been able to get anything going offensively, virtually nothing in the ground attack either. So certainly something has to change here in quarter 3.
And I'm pretty sure their friends from the defensive side of the ball told them exactly that, because those guys, the stop troops, they've been playing pretty well, and they've kept them around in this game. Now, they've got some time. The running game struggled in the first half. Opposition knows how to focus on defending the pass here. They've got to re-energize that ground game and maybe open things up for a comeback here in this half.
Offense.
So it's the big left tackle who gets tagged with a hold.
And sometimes you're actually executing the block well, and he starts to slip off of you, and instinctively you reach out and grab him. And when it's done like that, it's often seen by the official and called.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. So they'll come up after the incompletion for second down. Here's Wilson. And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far. It brings up third down. Now on third and long, they'll look to throw. And the Rams got him. They bring him down. The safety blitz staged a perfect action that time is a second for a loss of 6. The Broncos send out their punter now as he's on to kick it away. A 40-yard punt, given 3 on the return, and that will come the offense as they take over. Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at their 35-yard line. Off of play action, here's Stafford. Throw left side, complete to Cup.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work this to the 45. Off the fake to Akers, here's Stafford. Looking for Cooper Kupp again, 2 in a row.
And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Under a minute to go in this third quarter as they come up 1st and 10. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. And quickly they get to the line. After the sack on 1st down, Stafford will get this one to Kupp, complete. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. They'll fake the give. Now Stafford. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. Nothing on 1st down, so the ball remains at the 8-yard line, 2nd and goal. They'll fake it. Now Stafford. They'll end up getting 5 out of that, but now they're looking at 3rd down. Now a timeout called for by the offense. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. Now, meanwhile, a final play here is incomplete, and that's going to take us to the end of the third quarter of play. 1 quarter remains here in Week 16. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Gay's kick is good, and they will stretch the lead now to 17-3. So that not just important in the fact that it widens their lead, but really that was a textbook job of just hanging on to the football.
And we know all the time that coaches talk about time of possession. Sometimes it's a stat that doesn't matter much, but in this drive, it matters a lot. They want to reduce time and score points and lock this game down.
Phillips is not going to bring this one out, so they will begin the drive at the 25. Well, 1st and 10 here for Wilson and the Broncos
at their own 25-yard line. Now Wilson. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked up by the linebacker, Bobby Wagner. And he will bring it back. It's an interception return for a Rams touchdown.
And just to add that to the list of great moments for this defense today, they've really shredded that game plan on the other side all 4 quarters. And Charles, that pick 6, that's kind of the cherry on top.
Yeah, they did it, and I feel like I'm quoting a bad movie line, but they did it together, didn't they? Fed off of each other, every big play they made, every tackle, every pick, everything they've done. They continue to build energy in this one, and how about them culminating with a pick 6.
So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air.
Phillips, he's not going to bring this one out, so they will begin the drive at the 25.
And Denver getting set to take the field.
Well, it's been a struggle so far for this offense, Charles. It's not only that they haven't been able to put the points up, but really stringing yards together has been a real issue for them in this one.
I'm so glad you brought up the yardage because I was thinking to myself, we've seen a lot of NFL games and we've seen our share of lopsided contests, but in almost all of them, both offenses put up at least 200 yards in a game, but not in this one. This has been a display of offense that, frankly, I think the two of us have watched from behind our hands, trying to spread our fingers wide enough to actually see the result.
So it's Bronco football as we get you reset here. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score.
Meanwhile,
and now the ball's out. Fumble near midfield. And now the Rams have got it. Going the other way. And he returns it into enemy territory down to the 45-yard line. And I don't know that that fumble's going to matter a whole lot. You look at the deficit here in the 4th. It doesn't matter. The coach on the sideline is still scratching his head.
Yeah, not only scratching his head, but probably writing a note or two about we're going to address this come practice next week because maybe that's the reason we're down this far. Doesn't matter at this point, but being sloppy throughout the game, not going to help him improve.
Touchdown, LA! So still throwing here in the fourth quarter with a pretty sizable lead, and now that lead even more sizable. And if nothing else here, CD, a chance to pile on some stats before this one wraps up, and he did just that.
Brandon, convention tells us it's time for them to get off the gas a little bit, right? But you and I both know the receivers don't want them to because, as you noted, this is their chance to pile on the stats. If they got their way, they try to get every single spot in the depth chart points before this game is over.
After the touchdown, it's Gay to kick this one away. Phillips, he's not going to bring this one out, so they will begin the drive at the 25. The Broncos are about set to go on offense. CD, it's all window dressing at this point. I mean, the best they can do is in the game with a nice drive to maybe build some momentum to move forward into their next contest.
Yeah, with how lopsided this game has been, even one score might not do a lot of cosmetic good on the scoreboard, partner, because it's just about looking forward at this point. Get a touchdown here, give yourself some positive momentum and reps to focus on when you get back to practice in the next couple of days.
Another throw on second down, and this one incomplete as well. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. Here's Wilson. Well, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going. Here we go. It's Wilson on 4th down. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And the Rams get the football in outstanding field position. Stafford going to throw it. Steps away to his left. Over the middle, that's hauled in by Cup. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals.
He has carried them in this ballgame, throwing the football. All 4 touchdowns through the air, and that's really helped them get this nice lead.
And I know it's a team game, but right now, he is truly the focal point. Every touchdown his team has so far has been a result of his arm. How about him throwing it downfield, creating big plays? I don't know how you slow him down unless you can make him uncomfortable in the pocket.
Phillips, he's not going to bring this one out, so they will begin the drive at the 25.
Now this Broncos offensive unit ready to head back out onto the field. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this?
For a lot of coaches,
be honest,
don't forget today. Don't forget what has happened out here.
Use that as ammo going forward.
Exactly. Take a great look at that scoreboard. Realize how poorly everything went for us today. Coaching, playing, the whole deal. And never forget it, because
you're not going to want that feeling.
No, you don't want that feeling again. And who knows? You may meet up with this team again.
On 1st down, Wilson. And too much juice. It'll be out of bounds, incomplete. They'll try again from the 36 on 2nd and 10. To throw again is Wilson.
That's complete. It's Greg Dulcich.
And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. A couple of 1st downs on the drive already, as they'll go from the 47 now on 1st down. Here's Wilson to throw. He's got him in, complete. And now look at this, big gain, but a fumble. And now the Rams have got it, going the other way. And he's going to get this one to the 23-yard line. These defenses have become so opportunistic, and no matter what you're playing, in this case wide receiver, you got to be careful.
You certainly do, because there is a phrase in today's football that we use all the time: completing the process of the catch. Well, it's after you do that where the trouble begins, right? Meaning you've tucked it away, you're trying to get downfield, but someone's always coming up trying to rake at the ball and knock it free.
Now the Rams will signal for a timeout, their 2nd. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play.
And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield.
Brandon, once that one broke down, there were only so many options left for him to take. Fortunately, only first down, so he smartly got the yardage he could get and didn't worry about trying to turn into a bigger play and end up taking a bigger loss. Here, they hope they can regroup and get something different going here on second down.
This was a really nice display, Charles, of complimentary football, especially how much they were humming in the second half to pull away and get the victory. Really a complete performance.
And so much fun when you're able to have everyone contribute both sides of the ball. You go back in the locker room and you just savor it, right? Because that's what football's all about. A true team game, and they got it done in this one.
So for the Rams, a win will come too late to save a losing season, but they do move to 6-9 on the year.